This is the physical reality of many Indian waterways, a landscape defined by accumulated debris and toxic runoff. This reality stands in direct opposition to the Indian Constitution, which explicitly guarantees every citizen the fundamental right to a clean environment. For a student or a young professional, that right often feels like a legal fiction. Attempting to enforce environmental standards against a billion-dollar corporation seems impossible when you're facing a system built for the elite. A constitutional right loses its utility if the legal process is too slow or too complex to actually hold a polluter accountable. Historically, the courts were protected by a rule called standing. To file a lawsuit, you had to prove locus standi, meaning you were the specific person directly injured by the pollution. Even those who met this requirement faced inordinate delays. Complex procedural technicalities often exhausted the time and finances of ordinary citizens long before a verdict was reached. This creates a dilemma. If a factory is poisoning the air in a town you don't own property in, how do you trigger the justice system? The traditional legal framework was designed for private disputes, not for the systemic scale of ecological destruction. To protect the environment, the public needed a shortcut through the red tape. In the late 1970s, the Supreme Court introduced the Public Interest Litigation, or PIL. Justice P.N. Bhagwati became the face of this shift, arguing that the law must serve the disadvantaged. Bhagwati dismantled the procedural gatekeeping. He famously allowed the court to treat ordinary letters from concerned citizens as official writ petitions. This bypass lane changed the power dynamic. You no longer need to be the direct victim. Any public-spirited individual can now invoke Article 32 or 226 to seek justice for the community at large. By treating a simple letter as a legal filing, the court lowered the threshold for judicial intervention. This allowed individuals to initiate a review of government or corporate action without the need for a massive legal team. The power of this tool was proven in MC Mehta versus the Union of India, a battle over industrial pollution of the Ganga. Mehta was not a riparian owner. He didn't own land along the river. Under the old rules, he would have been silenced. But through a PIL, he challenged the state to enforce its own environmental laws. When the case reached the Supreme Court, the justices had to decide if one person could represent the interests of millions. The court affirmed Mehta's right to file the suit. They ruled that any person interested in protecting the lives of those who use the river has the legal standing to act. The court subsequently ordered the closure of polluting industries that failed to install treatment plants. It was a rare instance where ecological health was prioritized over immediate industrial profit. MC Mehta proved that a single citizen with a clear legal argument could force the state to execute its duties, shifting the balance of power from the boardroom to the courtroom. If the PIL is our tool to hold the state accountable, we must also look at the mechanism that holds the individual accountable. The Constitution balances our Part 3 rights with the Part 4A fundamental duties. This creates a stable equilibrium between what the state owes us and what we owe the nation. These duties are moral obligations. Every citizen is expected to protect the natural environment, including forests, lakes, and rivers. A PIL is what you use when the system fails the river. Your fundamental duties are what you follow to ensure your own habits aren't contributing to that failure. Filing a petition addresses systemic failure at the macro level, while practicing your fundamental duties addresses your personal impact at the micro level. Fulfilling that duty starts with the choices we make at our desks, specifically moving away from the single-use plastics that clog our waterways. Our sponsor provides the tools to help you meet those constitutional obligations. Their gear is designed for students who value sustainability as much as performance. Every bottle is BPA-free, and every notebook is fully recyclable. These are products built to withstand a heavy study schedule while minimizing your environmental footprint. Your choices as a consumer are a direct reflection of your civic duty. Click the link below to shop the Eco Collection and align your daily routine with the spirit of the law. Rule the law. Save the planet.